Hey, what's going on, everyone? I hope I find everyone very, very well. Hope that everyone had a great Christmas if you celebrated, and also an even better New Year's. So let's get the usual out of the way. Remember, guys, this is a general reading, so please take what resonates and leave what doesn't. And since these are general readings, they can either, the energies can either be coming directly from you or be happening to you from an outside source or from a person, for instance. And the energies can switch over upon any given instance. So remember to always just take what resonates and leave what doesn't and what fits for your unique situation. And please do not force anything. If you'd like to book a private reading, check the description box with a link there to my website. Or you can just visit intuitiveperceptions.com under the services tab. And yeah, book yourself a reading if you are so inclined to. Let's go ahead and bless the decks and we'll get started. Beloved God, I open all channels of light, north, south, east, and west. Guardian angels of the four directions, high councils, who serve the holy law of one, holy pure ones, please anchor this space in your divine consecration to provide Taurus with the clarity and direction as to which he or she seeks, Father, and please grant me, the reader, the objectivity to read the cards and relay every single message as they are meant and or intended to be. All right, Taurus. So, in terms of traditional tarot, we have the Six of Wands here. We have the Ace of Pentacles reversed, the Devil card, the World card, Judgment, and we also have the Nine of Wands here. I haven't seen these two cards at the end here. These are your advice cards. So, let's go ahead and hop into the mill here. Okay, Taurus, I want to open your reading, or open up, I should say, your reading with asking you the question, what do we want to remain as our legacy? Also, what do we want to be known for or known as? These two questions here is what came to mind when I laid your spread out here. And the reason why I'm saying this, or I'm asking you these two questions, is because we have the Victory card here, the card of accolades, the card of people recognizing us for the things that we do and for the things that we accomplish and for the things that we embody that has made a difference within the world or within the environment that you are currently involved in, or environments. But I feel, Taurus, that with the Devil card here and the Ace of Pentacles reversed, you could be dealing with the Capricorn. I feel, Taurus, that there is something, Taurus, that is making your decisions for you. I feel like there is either something or someone, since this is general, I hate to call it an entity. It could be person, place, or thing, kind of one of those situations that is keeping you from completely being proud, Taurus, of kind of who you are and what you've done and how far you've come and your accomplishments. I can see that they're there and that they have presented themselves. But I'm kind of starting to look at this, even though the Six of Wands is upright. I feel as though that this is kind of being recognized or being looked at for some of the things that maybe are a little self-serving, whether that's from you or from other people that you're involved with. Another person or a situation could be paving the way for you in terms of your accomplishments Are you being looked at in a certain manner or through a certain lens that maybe you don't want to be looked at or don't want to be looked in a sense? I hope you're kind of following what I'm saying here, what I'm getting at here. And I feel as though, Taurus, that with the Ace of Pentacles reversed, I'm starting to really see here that maybe you necessarily don't want to be looked at in this manner, or you don't want to be utilized in this manner. I'm also picking up too, Taurus, that maybe possibly for the person who you are, that in which you embody is maybe being used against you or used by other people from you in a negative way. And I'm also picking up too, Taurus, that there's a sense here of not wanting to do this anymore, of not wanting to, or you not accepting other people or situations or circumstances, person, place, or thing that is making you feel as so. I'm picking up here maybe riding off your coattail a little bit. I'm not really sure why I'm picking that up, but I really feel like that's kind of what's going on here in terms of the first, these three top cards here. And I'm really picking up too as well that, like I said, you don't really want to do this anymore. You are no longer accepting this from happening or transpiring. And I feel as though, Taurus, that there's a confliction here. That there's a part of you that is maybe somewhat accepting of this. But with the World card here, I kind of feel like there's another part of you that is not so accepting, but is at the same time. I feel like it's sort of a situation where you are proud of yourself in a sense for maybe sticking up for something or for indulging in this type of accolade or this type of recognition. But then there's another side of you that's conflicted where you don't want this to be done anymore. You don't want someone riding off your coattail or recognizing you for this aspect or for this type of recognition. I mean, what I'm really getting here, Taurus, is that you feel bound. You feel like there's a confliction, that you want to help the situation. You feel like you're supposed to, or you feel like there's another side to it that is important in terms of upholding this recognition here. But then there's another side of you that's just like asking yourself sort of, am I allowing other people to use this to their advantage against me? I'm really picking that up. And I believe that Judgment is here with the Nine of Wands, kind of asking you, Taurus, or here to maybe help you ponder upon or bring to your attention that what's really going on? Do you really enjoy this? Does the apprehension override the... Are you obliging it? What's really fair here? What is more important? Doing what you believe you should be doing, or doing what you feel you deserve to be doing, or what you believe you should be recognized for, or what you believe you deserve to be recognized for? There's some real confliction going on here. There's a lot of kind of deliberating with yourself back and forth. There's I feel like a contingency. There is a form of manipulation kind of going on here. And I feel like it's an outside source upon you, I'm feeling. And since this is general, guys, you know, this you could be doing this to another person or another situation, or it could be happening to you. So just apply it. But I really do feel that the Nine of Wands is here, Taurus, to ask you, what are you fighting for? Are you, excuse me, are you fighting to uphold the merits of what you believe you should be doing or of what you know you deserve to be doing? I know I'm kind of, it's a little strange in terms of how I'm describing this, but I really feel, Taurus, like you are kind of in the midst of this, of deciding this. I feel as though it's like, are we going to continue going on with people taking advantage of us based upon our accolades or based upon the type of person that we are, what we're known for? And I feel as though that has to do with something regarding stability, even though we don't have any pentacles here, really with the exception of the Ace of Pentacles reversed. What is more important right now? Or I'm also picking up, what do you deserve to, I don't know why Spirit wants me to say this, but being someone else's stepping stone, or you stepping on other stones to progress your life. Now when I say other stones, I don't mean other people. I just mean maybe climbing up the ladder of success. But I feel like you can't climb up the ladder of success because you may be kind of used in terms of being someone else's stepping stone. And I feel as though that, like I said, going back to the confliction where there's a real battle with yourself in terms of upholding some of your, like I said, some of your merits, some of your beliefs, and some of your understandings of probably who you believe you are. But at the same time, there's something that's keeping you bound. There's something that's keeping you within this deliberation with yourself or someone. And I feel as though, Taurus, that you're starting to come to the conclusion as to what it is. And I believe that judgment is here to maybe, possibly, take a look at this. Have you realized what are you really fighting for? The amount of effort that you put into this, whether it's maintaining who you are or people using you as a stepping stone in terms of who they believe that you are because you uphold that aspect of who you are. If that makes sense. There's a lot of allowance here. I'm picking up, and there's a lot of you kind of allowing yourself to be misused. And I'm also picking up that you may be at the precipice right now in terms of accepting this. And I feel like it's quite difficult for you to accept this. And I also feel like you're at the beginning stages of accepting this. Now, when I say accepting, I don't mean accepting being someone's stepping stone. When I'm saying accepting, I mean accepting that this is really what it is in terms of being misused or sacrificing who you really are. I feel you're stuck between a rock and a hard place, between deciding between these two things. And the reason why at the beginning of the reading when I asked you, what do you want to remain as your legacy? Is because, I mean, what we do for ourselves, dies with us when we pass, or goes along with us as we pass on to the other realm. What we do for others remains as our legacy. But there's a twist here, which is what we do for other people, yet if we're being misused at the same time, that will still remain as our legacy. But that's not a legacy of something to be entirely proud of, in my opinion, of course. It's not a legacy where you can say that, oh, I did everything the way that I was supposed to. This is kind of someone planning your footsteps in a sense. I feel like this is your good judgment and your good traits being used against you. Very interesting spread here. Here we have the Seven of Cups reversed. And we have the Knight of Wands. It's time now, Taurus, to see what I like to say is, what's the gag here? What's really going on? And I feel, Taurus, like it's time to come out of resting upon the laurels of this. It's time to come out of just accepting kind of what this is, what it is. And accepting other people's disregarding, or other people, I'm kind of having a tough time describing this, other people's, accepting other people's disgusting habits and other people's disgusting expectations or unrealistic expectations of you. And it's time to come out of this headspace of just allowing it to happen. And I feel like it's time to really revisit your power and revisit where it comes from and revisit as to what you have allowed to transpire. It's time to come out of somewhat of delusion, in a sense, a little bit. And I mean that to with the utmost respect, of course. But allowing your name to be said or made in vain, I feel. And to come to the conclusion that only you allow what happens to you. And to also realize that this is no longer an option. With the Seven of Cups reversed here. It's time to pick a cup and to really roll with it and say that I'm no longer going to allow this to happen. And I believe that that's why the Knight of Wands is here. Because you may have not been really aware of this being as it may, in terms of maybe seeing the real root of it. Because, I mean, being a fixed earth sign, Taurus, I really don't believe that you would allow something like this to happen, like just to transpire and just be someone's stepping stone in a sense. But I feel like there wasn't a recognition that this is, or realization that this is actually what's happening. I believe that that's why the Knight is here. Because you're going to now be on the quest to understand that this is kind of what's going on. And this is sort of the reality of the situation I'm feeling. And I want to just say, don't beat yourself up for this. Because sometimes we don't realize certain things unless it's brought to our attention. And that, as to which we are ignorant of, we can't be held responsible for it. But when we do come to an understanding, or we become enlightened of what's really truly going on, then we can be held responsible for our approach to it, or the end result of it. And our decisions now based upon being enlightened because of the situation. But that's entirely up to you, going back to your legacy in a sense. All right, Taurus, Let's go ahead and pull a Jesus card. Let's see what he has. All right, here's the first card, Taurus, and here's the second. So the first card is, peace I leave with you, may peace I give unto you. John 14:27. Yep, the second card is, watch and pray that you enter not into temptation. Matthew 26:41. And I believe, Taurus, that the temptation has to do with allowing things to kind of transpire, even though we did speak of ignorance to it. When I say ignorance, it means not knowing. That's what the word ignorant is. It's when we don't know. But now that we know, Taurus, now that we are aware of this, we must change it. Because that's when the world card will really come into play. That's when we really will be respected, and we will know what we should be respected of, and we can be respectful of ourselves in terms of being proud and deserving of who we truly really are, and forging our own way in terms of having and acquiring peace. And watching yourself in terms of not allowing something like this to happen again. It's really looking at certain situations for what they really are, being very practical, which you are. Sometimes we miss the mark sometimes, and it's okay. But we have to remember that we must be deserving of what we accomplish in life, but make sure that it is in agreement with our soul, that it's an agreement or an agreement of who we truly really are at the end of the day. Because who we really truly are, when we come to terms with that and we do that which is necessary to obtain that proper recognition, that's when we gain peace. Because then we're willing to work at the things that need to be worked at regarding those aspects that we are applauded for. And when it's all said and done at the end of the day, that's when we'll have our own peace. But we have to be careful that we look at situations for what they really are, not for maybe what we think they are. And by not allowing other people to misuse us for their own selfish gain. We're gonna have to cut that off. All right, Taurus. Hope you found your reading a little bit enlightening. I hate to say it like that, but this is a learning lesson, and especially right now with Saturn and Capricorn, it's all about walking in our truth now. What we will and will not allow, what works, what does not, and who and what we truly are in terms of being recognized for. So go back, revisit this situation, and look at it from or with an outside perspective. And really see actually what's going on. Are we enabling? I'm really picking that up now. Enabling. Are we helping or are we enabling? You have to be careful with that. There's a very fine line between helping and enabling. All right, Taurus, go ahead and check out John 14 and Matthew 26. Pretty sure there's something in there for you. All right, Happy New Year. We'll see you next month.